A good evening, Let's Talk family. And tonight we discuss Power Book 2, Season 2, Episode 2. For those of you that are used to us live, we're a little pre recorded, but some of you guys won't know that we don't have Dwayne with us right now because he's still taking care of some business. So we got Keisha and myself just to discuss it. It probably won't even be a long show because it's no chat because we're pre recording the episode. So we're going to discuss it. Keisha, what's up?
Nothing.
Interesting episode. I text you guys immediately after I saw it the first time I saw it, and that was the only time. I really enjoyed this episode.
Would you
So
like?
I like that all the storylines they showed how they kind of tie in. Um, I have a different. I got a phone call from a friend of mine, and he doesn't really watch Power. But he told me to stop. He looks at the reviews and he said, you're looking at Tariq the wrong way. Just think about some of the things that we remember from childhood and stuff like that, and we know people that was into that life and put in certain situations where they had to survive. So I was able to look at Tariq differently than I've ever looked at him. So I see how Tariq is number one insulating himself from the streets. He's basically by having Brandon do it and Brandon knowing what's going on. Brandon got to work, Effie got to work. It's really no fallback on Tariq. Even though he stay his little butt in some stuff, he's very resourceful, like his father. He's literally becoming a ghost, a person that's doing stuff, but people can't put their quote unquote finger on it. Like,
Right.
is he doing stuff now? We know that his crew could eventually tell on him going forward, but at the end of the day, I love that storyline. I love that I think that they did a better job with Lorenz Tate this particular episode. I didn't think that they did a good job in episode one. I still don't like that they're using Lorenz Tate as more like a clownish type of thing. His humor. That's not the Lorenz Tate that we've seen on screen with some of the jokey jokes, which is interesting. I think that Simon coming back and telling them like, "Look, we're gonna have you there," and he looking at Professor Melgrain different. I think that's a different element. I think that the guy that used to deal with Monet coming back,
Hmm.
now we know why he came back. She was probably the love of his life, like they discussed, and at the end of the day, as they say, love will eventually find its way home. So he's probably he's probably trying to come back and rekindle something. She's past that, but we also seen where she's tired. They have grown kids. She's tired of just going to do these conjugal visits. She wants more. She wants to be cuddled. She wants to be loved. She wants to be taken out. Some things that you can't do in a conjugal visit, but sit there and talk. Like even with his birthday their anniversary, excuse me. She bought him all these things that are sentimental, but what did he buy her? He didn't buy her nothing but, as we would say, a wet ass. So
I don't know. That's fraudulent, though. I've seen some gifts come from jail before, but
yeah, a handkerchief.
flowers,
Yeah,
something.
you could be resourceful, but at the
You
end of
can
the
be
day,
resourceful
at the
if
end of the
he
day,
got all the power he got.
at the end of the day, she probably want to go to Rockefeller Center, do the ice skating things, the Tavern on the Green, the City Island, the stuff like that are a little bit more sentimental might mean something. She wants more. But I really enjoyed the episode. I think that one of the things that I got from when you and Dwayne were discussing it was in these shows you can tell that it's other writers because this episode is so different from episode one. Episode one to me was all over the place. Now episode two just seemed like it was well put together. It gave more background and definition to the new characters. I was shocked that they made Effie gay after her and Tariq had already had sex. Now she's having sex with a woman. I'm not going to say she's gay. I'm just going to say that she's discovering herself. But I think that dynamic that you said about Diana wanting to know more, Diana wants the game. I believe that Monet got to stop little girl in her. As we would say, you usually see that with the boys where it shows somebody's little boy. No, but she's actually a little boy, her daughter. after telling her daughter, you got to flirt a little bit with the police. Weird.
Monet's a terrible parent.
Oh,
I like she's a terrible parent. I like Effie. Um, I could see tomboy-ish in her previously, so I'm not surprised if she's a little bisexual or bi-curious or whatever the kids are calling it these days. These kids is free-loving kids. Um, so I appreciated that. I I liked Braden. Um, they
Braden's
show
character, to me, Braden is one of the best characters in the show. It's just
right.
my opinion. I think he's so if you ever been around, and I know a lot of people have never been around, quote unquote, the opposite race, who are fully down with you and who mess with you because of who you are. I think Brandon is authentic as hell, and I think he's so sincere to Tariq. He loves Tariq, and he that's like his brother.
What people are like, oh, he wouldn't be selling drugs. Clearly, they don't know anything about Caucasians. He doesn't like the pressure that he has built up
He doesn't like the
on
privilege
him.
neither.
He doesn't like the pressure. He doesn't like the privilege. I mean, of course, he's going to take advantage of it, but he also wants to find his own way. If you listen to what he's saying, like he feels powerful when he sells these
Hmm.
drugs, like and he's making his own money. It's not like trust fund money.
Hmm.
Um, so I think that
Your
he's
brother.
a yeah, he's a good character. I really
Okay.
like him. I really feel like that's real. Um, oh, the this is different. I'm usually somewhere else. The the kids. Why is Drew so mad at his mother? I,
Yeah.
I
It's
still can't get past that. And what happened to the boy? Um, the cousin Zeke. Is that a Zeke?
yeah.
The dumb cousin. I think that he's gonna go to that business sports agent. I don't think he's gonna have Monet do it. Um, because why would you have Monet do it? What does she know about? Like
Hmm.
to me,
Diana came up with the perfect out. Let me go to business school and let me do the books. Basically, an agent only and I know I'm using real life situation to look at the movie. An agent can only give us so much money. However, you need somebody that's going to manage your money.
the whole team. But here's the thing: Monet's not even believable to me because who wouldn't want their kids to go to school?
Yeah,
Even if they in the family business, like you still would want to somehow make the money clean. Like why is none of your kids going to school and you're depending on an athlete who is not the brightest bulb in the ceiling?
it's like Kane is correct with his assessment of his mother that she doesn't really know what she's doing, but the way Kane is going about it is wrong because Monet is all over the place. One minute it's like you want your kids to be out of the game and you thinking about an out for y'all, but then you have them pushing all these weight and all this other stuff.
She's a control freak.
Mm,
She I don't think that maybe she didn't want to be in control, but now that she is in control, you know, she wants to, she's dotting all her I's and crossing all her T's. She's very much a control freak, and that's why all three of her children are going to rebel against her at
hmm.
some point. Like, I don't think they're going to go out and do a Tariq and kill her, but they are definitely going to rebel against her.
Yeah.
Um, Tahada, is he coming home? I thought he was coming home, so I really don't understand where they're going with this other guy.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Like now the other guy, like, yeah, you manipulating Kane to get close to Monet, and you know who Kane is. It's like, what's your story? And that's something that they're going to get into. I think the cops, um, ambition is a little strange. I know they keep making
I
reference to
think
Laz
that's a
Alonso.
stupid. I think the cop storyline is stupid. Why would the professor kill the other
Yeah,
professor?
yeah,
I think
and
that,
it's
and how did she get? Didn't he find him in a river or something?
yeah,
How
they
did that
found him in
little
the park.
lady?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's funny because he seems like he's over ambitious to get her, and at the end of the day, okay, now she's done had all these relations with people, dude. She used to mess with you. You wouldn't even be able to investigate this whole situation. You would have to give it to somebody else. I mean, and I know that I'm using real life to look at it, but it just seemed odd. And then you got Davis McClain, the role played by Method Man, who has a history with it. It's too much, and it's honestly crazy. And that she actually did knows all these people. She used to be in the prosecutor's office, like, and her character you thought was like innocent. She just had this sex addiction, but it's like, why are y'all just like,
It seems like it's going to be more, but if we're going to develop her, then they need to develop her. The sex scenes I could do without.
and
Um,
his little physical makeover, it didn't look right. He can't dress the way they did his makeup. He just looks weird. He don't look like the same person.
because he doesn't look comfortable. Like, I agree, he was one of the worst dressed people characters on the show, but he got money too. You know, he comes from
Yeah,
money too. He should be able to know how to step it up and for it to look appropriate
yeah,
and
yeah.
not look like he's in a clown suit.
They go from calling him Aunt Nancy to Sax, like Sax again. It's just weird. Like
Yeah,
what
and they
was?
never finished up with the Aunt Nancy
Hmm.
part.
Hmm.
Where's his niece?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I mean, but I don't want to come down like I didn't like the episode. I did like the episode. Um, who's Tariq gonna pick? You know, is it gonna be Lauren? Is it gonna be Effie? If it's
I think
definitely
I
gonna
think
be
I think
Diana
I think I think that they're gonna what they're gonna do is use
or
um
Braden's sister.
they're definitely gonna have a role for her. I think Tariq is going to be one of them people that just is a gigolo in the show. I guess I don't think he. I think Tariq generally cares about Lauren. He cares about Diana as a person. I think him and Diana actually would make a cute couple, but I don't. I think the drug issue is going to come between them. Tariq has a
I think that Diana is the perfect person for him. Um, but and Effie is him.
mhm,
So it's not gonna probably gonna be Effie because Effie is him.
yeah.
They are the same person.
I actually really like Effie's character. I think
Effie.
Effie's cool as hell. I think she's straight to the point. I think that in character development, I think if they would have ever wanted in her background and trying to get us to understand, like, why she's in this good privileged school and why is she in the street, like, talk about that. Like, she may come from some type of bad dysfunction and she might be trying to pull herself out of it. I think
She
Effie's character
definitely
is
has a
good.
background, you know, and she's definitely a really, really smart girl if she's going to Harvard.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, him and Lauren is cute, but does Lauren, I don't know. I don't really see that going anywhere because she got mad he got a phone call, but like his little sister is in child protective services. He can't find his mother. His grandmother a drunk. Like he had a lot going on in the past week.
Yeah.
So if you really like him, you would be understanding to that. In my mind.
Tariq, and then like Lauren knows, all the stuff he's been going through. Like you said, Tariq has to make some real interesting decisions, like spontaneous. Getting rid of the SIM card was more like a symbolism of having closure with his mother. It bothers him, but he's learning from even having 50 Cent come on, Kanan come on and be like a ghost in his ear.
Hmm.
He's learning how, like, yo, you gotta do some things that's gonna hurt you to persevere, to have some preservation. And
Well, he created this windstorm. He created with his mother and witness protection and his why would y'all think that Ghost was just gonna put y'all in a well like that? Like y'all was supposed to have them ducks in a row before y'all strategized to kill him.
yeah,
I,
basically,
I mean, and I want to see where this little sister dynamic and arc is gonna go. Um, What's really funny is that I'm listening on social media. They don't think that none of the Tejada kids look like they are black and Puerto Rican. Like it's a whole
Diana do.
big.
Diana
I
do.
believe she is in real life, and
And Drew do too.
because he's Caribbean.
And if you know about Canaan, you know about black Cubans or black Puerto Ricans.
They
Canaan.
dark.
I mean, I just think that people, because the kids look so different in real life, I think people are stretching that. I mean, I don't think that people.
But
Uh,
where's his abuelo, however you say it? You know, they keep their dark grandmother in the closet. So it's just so funny to me. Like it's a whole big. I think this is bad casting, and I'm like, not really.
you know what it is? A lot of times, Keisha, we have this perception in what other cultures are, and not realizing that other cultures, if you've never really been around them, you wouldn't know the dynamic. The dynamic, like you said, of having the dark skinned grandmother,
Yeah.
the dynamic of, like me and you even discussing this a different subject of the Latinos in the Bronx grew up with the blacks, the hip hop influence, and that has been a big argument. The use of the N word, that has been a big argument. Like, oh, Spanish people can't use the word, but if you knew the dynamic of Spanish people, excuse me,
If you
Latino,
know the culture in
yeah,
the tri-state,
Latino people in the culture is they were
they're
there,
part of the
they're there,
culture.
they're
Yeah,
part of the culture.
they've always been a part of the
Yeah,
culture.
yeah. I think that's the dynamic.
It's not a hip hop or bebop or whatever you want to call it movie from the 70s and 80s that don't include Afro Latino.
Exactly. So I think that that's what happens is people see these shows and they be like, "Oh, this ain't real." Oh, it's real if you
It's
understand that.
very real. All the Dipset, I believe, have Latino in them, but
Yeah,
they just look like regular schmegular
yeah.
African Americans. But Capone, I mean Noriega, all of them are Afro Latinos. So I just think that like we be bugging or we've never been to New York. Clearly, you never been to New York
So what
because
else?
that's
What else
what
you
they
like
gonna
about
look
the
like.
episode?
I like the grandmother's breakdown. I feel like she kept it real. Like
She's
she
a,
been through a lot in
she
a
been
year.
she been through a lot, and it's funny how
And she's 65 years old. And
she
if she
she
want to drink,
she was invested into the ghost Tasha marriage as well. She was the
hmm
grandmother, took care of the kids, knew things that she didn't need to know, but she knew what Ghost was into.
right.
And and she used to try to tell Tasha in the original Power, like, girl, you got to know who you are in case something this man leave you with
Right.
Angela or leave and get killed. And I think that she was trying to show Tasha how to persevere, and Tasha didn't get it until the end.
Tasha thought she knew it all.
So now the grandmother basically, because of her investment and no return on it, she is like, you
She
know,
losing it.
yeah, yeah.
And she got a little kid to boot. And don't nobody feel like raising no kids at 65.
I think that one of the things with that is that even though we see Tariq growing into Ghost, I would like to see somebody from Ghost Pass kind of like come and give him like a mentor type of person would just pop
hmm
up because like what's Tariq gonna do? Make all this money and buy a house for his
Well,
grandmother
but you got to think about that. It's nobody to mentor because the only family was Tommy and Tommy's mother.
and Uncle Gabe.
Yeah, but I don't even think Tariq knew him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it really isn't. And Tasha didn't have no family, which I find is really weird. Um, Maybe Councilman Tate going mentor him.
Yeah.
I
Interesting.
mean,
I do
yeah,
like
it's
that
interesting.
aspect. He got his little legal team. He gonna have Sachs and Davis McLean. I know we discussed behind the scenes. What is the now? I know that Redman, from what I understood from the first episode, that Sachs has something to do with Redman going to jail. So this is why he's playing Sachs. But it's
Mm.
like why are you doing this? Like why are you
'Cause I mean, he wants his brother to come home,
yeah.
but
I didn't like that mugshot that they had on Redman on the
Cause who
computer.
was it? It was a computerized. I mean,
Yeah,
Redman looks terrible. I'm hoping it's makeup, but that mugshot didn't make it no
that
better.
that mugshot with the fake beard. Oh, that took
Yeah,
me
it
all the
was
way
like
out. Yeah.
terrible. It was really, really bad.
But other than that, I'm gonna give the episode an 8. Like I really enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better episodes in a while.
I can concur. It's only episode number 2 though, so maybe I'll give it a 7
Okay,
to give it room to grow.
okay. So, but that's about it. Like I said, we doing a little things different for about a month. So we're gonna make our show short and sweet and straight to the point. Wish the little buddy could have joined us.
He probably
Anybody
be
anybody
calling
that
as
watched the
soon as
broadcast, yeah, he probably called right after I'm done.
we finish. Yeah.
Anybody that watched the broadcast, let us know what y'all think. Rate the episode, keep us posted, and we always gonna look in the chat. I'm gonna actually be able to watch the broadcast while it's playing. So keep us
Well, good
informed.
luck with that. I won't.
Oh boy.
I'm about to hit these streets.
Oh boy. So with that, remember, like, share, subscribe is the best way to support the channel. And we'll be seeing you guys soon.
All right.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show. Please continue to join us here for conversations on hot topics, interviews with special guests, and our featured programs such as the Poetry Corner, where you can hear dope poets from around the country creating that poet cafe vibe, and Crown Rules, our virtual book club on love, intimacy, and healthy relationships. Let's talk. We are everywhere you want to be. Follow us on YouTube at Let's Talk, Facebook at Let's Talk, and on Instagram at Let's Talk 1931. Have a suggestion? Give us a call at 570-795-4283. Or for business inquiries, please email us at ltalk5600@gmail. Let's talk. I wore to you, you wore to me, and we go together. Please don't forget to like, share, follow, or subscribe.